I believed that it's better to have a purpose-driven team rather than a target-driven team. So when I mean purpose-driven team, it doesn't have to do with the leader's purpose. It's with the individual's purpose, what should drive them to go and get the target. And when the numbers are low, the purpose is going to push them to get it. When it's a target-driven, when the numbers are low, they'll go down. Is my way of perspective right or wrong, Chris?
I think you're spot on, Suman. You know, we worked with a guy named Sean Brady,
Yes.
and Sean simplified what you just said in the following statement. When he would talk to employees, he would say, why are you here? He'd
Exactly.
say, why are you here?
Why you exist.
Yeah. And once you understand their why, you can inspire and motivate people. And what ends up happening, Suman, because you know this, we experienced this together. If you give somebody a KPI or a metric of 100, whatever it is, 100, people will work to 100 or a level just below it. But if you say, hey, Suman, why are you here? And you're like, I want to provide for my family. I want to help pay for my children's college. I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new apartment, whatever it is, whatever your why is, you'll a lot of times go way above and beyond whatever metric I would have given you because it's your goal. It's not my goal. It's your goal. So connecting with employees, understanding their why helps the leader motivate that person, especially when they're in a dark hole, right? Especially during times like COVID, when times are tough. You have to remind yourself why you're here. Like for me, it's to support my family, right? I have 3 kids and a wife and a mortgage and all that stuff. So the reason I work hard, and you know, when it gets really hard for me, my why is I want to support my family. I need to support my family. So if my boss says, hey, Chris, your target this month is X, I'm like, I don't care. I want to support my family. Like, you know, the target's a target. I might exceed the target. I probably will exceed the target, but it's like, it's not because you're giving me the target. I'm exceeding the target because I want to support my family. And I want to support my employees who have their own set of goals, you know? So no, Suman, I completely agree. I think, you know, having that level of connectedness with people, you know, that level of transparency. So when they're having a bad day, they tell you. I've always said to leaders, yes, Suman, like, if one of your employees is having a bad day, would you want to know? Mm-hmm. And the leader says, yes. And I'm like, well, then why didn't you ask them? Correct. Right? Every leader starts a one-on-one, like, okay, here's what we're going to do this week. And here's what I need you to do, instead of saying, hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. How's it going? Right? And they might say, like me, I mean, personally, Suman, we had 2 family dogs, and I had a dog that was 14 years old, and the dog got old, and unfortunately we had to put him down like 2 weeks ago. I'm crying, my kids are crying. I come to work the next day, and I'm walking around. Now, if my boss said, hey, Chris, it's time to hit the targets today, I would not have been in the mood for that conversation. But instead, you know, my boss said, he's like, hey, yeah, I heard you had a rough day, or say, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm having a tough time, you know. Yeah. And just, again, this goes back to what I said earlier, leaders showing empathy, yes, is a key skill right now, because everybody's going through something difficult, you know.
Absolutely.